Obviously, crypto markets going well today to the downside. I mean, this has been going on for a while. How I try and put this in perspective is that when you're trading a 70 volatility asset class, you're going to see, maybe even, really it's been over the last 4 or 5 years, it's been every one of these. It feels like that is now a normal function, and I also notice how little people are freaked out by it, which I think is a really good thing. I think people are starting to understand not using leverage, not having too much size, and understanding the long-term time horizon. You know, we are seeing liquidation, and a lot of this is based around the thesis that the Fed are going to tighten, and therefore risk assets are going to fall. I went back and tested that hypothesis. Really, when you go back and look at the 2010 period to 2016, the Fed kind of stopped QE, the balance sheet ran off for a bit, then it had to restart QE again because the economy takes a while to get traction. I think that's going to be the case this time around as well. But even when they do hike rates and even when they started tapering, generally what happens is the markets get a little unsettled at first, but then resume back to normal. Because basically, if they're tightening, it means the growth is, and so if growth is decent, equities do fine. So, and that's, I think, crypto is getting part of that whole risk cycle. I think we're at the juncture where we're going to start to see economic growth and inflation starting to slow. I think we're at the transition point and that's upsetting markets as well because they're really struggling to try and figure out, okay, what the hell is this all about and what is going on? So my view is that markets continue to be volatile for a bit. There's some more downside to come. If we go back and look at the NASDAQ or Amazon and stuff over that period, we would see these kind of 20% drawdowns, 15% drawdowns, and then the market explodes higher again as the central bank starts realizing they can't raise rates as fast, and the market does, and then everything stabilizes yet again and things move forward. That's kind of my base hypothesis here. Could we have further downside? Could we be forming a head and shoulders top in the NASDAQ? Could that knock through to Bitcoin? Sure. I've said for a while now the Bitcoin downside is probably 30,000. I think we're in the kind of buy zone. I'm certainly looking at adding ETH myself here into this area between 2,800 and 2,600. I'm starting to see DMARC weekly counts on Bitcoin last week, on Ethereum this week, still missing the daily 9 counts. So I like to see these technical indicators stacking over different time horizons. The daily one would come in maybe on Monday, Tuesday, something like that. So I've got my eye really focused on this. It's pretty normal. I think people are, as I said, people are getting used to this. So anyway, good luck. Nothing to freak out about. Interest rate rises are almost never negative for the market. What's negative for the market is when the yield curve inverts and we hit recession. That's when markets go down and stay down for an extended period of time. We're nowhere near that yet. The yield curve is, however, starting to flatten every day, which is suggesting that the Fed can't really raise rates. Certainly, maybe not past June. So let's wait and see. The rates markets are pricing in something different in, let's say, euro dollars, but the yield curve itself is showing something different. Confusing, but important. So keep an eye on all of this. The yield curve, crypto markets, looking for your entry points, where you want to add to those positions. Let's have a look at equities, see what happens. If equities start falling further, the Fed put always feels like it's about 15%. So maybe 15 to 20%, that's the downside. So maybe some more pain to come. And then we'll see from there. My view is 2022 is a year of weaker growth, lower inflation, and that tends to be good for risk assets, particularly growth stocks. So, I'm even looking at things like ARK, which are falling every day, and we're now 2 standard deviations oversold versus a logarithmic trend. So it's getting really interesting. But too early to pull many triggers, and I just want to give you a quick update. Hope that helps.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3,000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is Gunnar and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, You won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon, so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.